Big day today, YouTube. Big day. Gonna split the cases on this engine. We're gonna take the head, we're gonna take the cylinder, we're gonna take the crank, three things. We're gonna send those off to Ken O'Connor Racing up in Connecticut. I'm gonna put a link to his place below. Check it out for sure if you ever want any of this stuff done. So what Ken is gonna do, he's gonna set the squish velocity to 0.050 thousandths of an inch, which is kind of perfect for these YZs. So he's gonna hone the head. He's gonna take some material off of the cylinder to kind of get port timings matched up. He's going to do a little mild porting on this thing. He's going to bring this thing, torque. This thing's going to be a Woods monster after he's done with it. He's going to rebuild the crankshaft for us too. So cheaper route than buying a new OEM crankshaft. On the subject of crankshafts, now, let's say you're going to rebuild the bottom end, you have a couple different options, right? You could buy a new OEM crankshaft. You could have your OEM crankshaft, if it's still in your bike, rebuilt by a machinist, which is what I suggest if possible. Third option, you go non-OEM. Obviously, there's like Wrench Rabbit and stuff like that out there where you can get basically the whole bottom top end in a box. Very convenient. Statistically, the likelihood of you having a problem is going to be much less using OEM parts, and they're not significantly more. Not saying these are bad products. It's kind of up to you. If you really can't afford to go OEM, then you got to do what you got to do. But for this bike, I'm going to go OEM for at least inside the engine. Anyway, we're going to get these cases split, get these parts out to Ken. I'm going to leave a link to his site down below. He's got a lot of cool content on YouTube with just him porting stuff for YZ250s and other bikes. And, check him out, man. The guy's like an awesome machinist. If you look up his name, I don't think you're going to find anything negative. Let's do this. Look at this oil plug. It makes me question how often the oil was changed when you had to deal with this nightmare every time you tried to change the oil. It was mangled. Man, this is why you have a skid plate in the bottom of your bike. Speaking of stuff potentially made in China, actually I don't know. It's a TUSK flywheel puller. Pretty easy. Screws on here, theoretically. Oh, screws in the other way. That's right. These are opposite threads. I'm like, why won't this go in? Let's get this thing all the way out. We'll screw this guy in a little ways. We just tighten down on this bad boy. And it's going to pull our flywheel off. Good times. Good times, great oldies. There we go. Easy. If you do not have an impact screwdriver, I suggest you buy one. Or you grow a pair and you push to crack these screws. I actually already cracked them just to make sure I didn't screw them up on camera. They will strip out on you if you're not careful. So, something to bear in mind. Get an impact screwdriver. I'll put this little guy to the side. We don't need him for a while. Man, look at these head bolts. I don't know if there's antifreeze or some nonsense. Gross. Splitting these cases, there's a fair amount that goes into this, but really, and I think first time, probably super intimidating for a lot of people. You get in there, you're like, oh my God, look at all these moving parts. But I'm gonna pull this piston off because there's no reason to keep it on here. And it's gonna get harder when I have the stupid crank out to do it. So I'm gonna build a little bird's nest in here. Now, it's probably not that important at the moment because we're going to be pulling this whole thing apart anyway. So if we did lose one of these little retaining clips, we're going to fish it out of there. But let's practice a good habit here. So pull these little retaining clips out. See? It landed in the nest instead of going inside the engine. I can probably push our bushing out of here. It's all going to get replaced. So I'm going to grab them. I'm just going to kind of pull them out. No big deal. There we go. We can inspect them. Got a couple scratches on here from probably somebody not cleaning the air filter good. Not a big deal. It's not super bad. So we got to flip our little engine around here. We're going to start pulling out the clutch. Whole bunch of scary gears and things. We're going to pull our clutch out. Cool thing about this stand is you loosen these up and they don't fall out of there. It's nice. So much easier. Watch them fall out. All right, so we all have different ways to stay organized while we're doing this. You just got to figure out a way that works for you. I think throwing all this stuff into a box, there's plenty of people out there that could just put it all back together like magic. I'm not one of those people. So I will pull these out for now. But when I pull, once I get to this whole assembly out, I'll just kind of put it back together as one piece and just keep it all together so I know where all the parts are. And I don't think that's a bad way to go. If you're going to do this, it's really just a matter of staying organized. I have ADD really bad, so I got to really slow down and be organized. There's little tabs in here, little locking tabs. Try to get in there and knock this tab down. Fold you back down and unlock our nut. There we go. Easy peasy. Now we're not going to reuse this locking nut. It's a terrible choice. We're going to get a new OEM one. Pull this whole stupid basket right out of here. Yay, there we go. Locking washer that goes in here. Always remembering to pull things off and stack them on the table in an order that you can put them back together. This is this. You have all of these little guys inside of here. You got some washers, some little races for these things to sit on. And pull all this crap out. And I'm going to put them all back together. And then we got one last washer here. He's going to be a pain in the butt. So we're going to try to use our little pick here to make and work him off. I could use two hands like a regular person. Yay! There we go. And then I just take all of my parts and put them back together the way they came out. Because I'm smart. Put him like this. We'll go put all this junk back in, just like so. We'll put that guy in. Put him back here. Just give these a couple threads, and then our whole clutch assembly just gets held together. We know where all the pieces are. We can just put him to the side somewhere in a nice house that we build for him. Now there's going to be a little washer back here. Just make sure you do something with that. Just make, I don't know, go like this. Just put him right there. That's what we're going to do. And that's how I stay organized. It's starting to look like an engine inside here. Oh my God, it's so scary with all these gears and stuff. All these are going to be 8mm. There we go. Now these screws, as you pull these out, you're going to find two short ones, one with a copper washer, and you're going to find these two long jobs right here. They go all the way back through into the main case, so don't mess up your bolts go. Some of them are longer than others. So you could either, you know, build a little cardboard template, put them in, whatever. I've seen so many different ways that people stay organized. Generally, when I start pulling parts apart, I just kind of put them to the side, remember where they go. I do one little part at a time, then I put it all back together and put it to the side when possible. I'm going to give this a little whacker-racker. Try to work him off a little bit. I can't hit him. Let's watch our power valve governor arm. Try not to break anything. Good wax here. Should come off. There we go. There we go. There you go. There's a little detent in there that kind of wants to hold on. So it's right there. And he indexes in this little hole. You to the side with our bolts in you so I remember which ones go where. 10mm, take this. Oh, that's a 12mm. I apologize. I apologize for that. Pull our water pump off of her. Whoop. Okay, there we go. There's our impeller, not made of plastic. Yay. Putting him off to the side here with our water pump parts. One part at a time if you're trying to do this and stay organized. Start pulling this side off now. We're going to need to pull our Kickstarter off here. You can do it. Let's work this guy off. Kickstarter does not want to come out. I'm going to put a little penetrating oil in there and penetrate that thing right out of there. Sit for a few minutes. The Kickstarter's probably never been off this bike. Not once. This thing's never been rebuilt. It's running the same original piston in this thing, unless they replace it with an OEM piston. But man, I don't think this bike has many hours on it, to be honest with you. I have to heat you up to take you off of there. I got no problems with that. I'm gonna heat you up. Let me heat you up. I'm gonna heat you up. All these seals are getting replaced anyway, so I don't care. I don't care. But what I do need is for you to get them off of it. Okay, get you out of the way for now. Yeah, he did not want to come off. Once I got him started, though, he's coming right off. It's only a little hot. I'll be all right. Come on, you can do it. There we go, yay. Put my Kickstarter back together, put that ball bearing back in. Put this guy back on. Now that that pesky Kickstarter's out of the way, start pulling this thing apart. Whole bunch of 8mm bolts, gonna do it for you. Make sure our spring for the Kickstarter doesn't come out and murder us. Thing's terrifying. There we go. Just make sure you push in on your Kickstarter thing there. Otherwise, you don't want to pull that whole thing out and that spring come out flying all over the room. I don't know if it will, but there we go. That's that. I'll put you off to the side. So we're gonna pull all of this stuff out and then split these cases. Actuating rod in here still that we'll have to get out. I don't know if I can get it out with a magnet. Probably, yes I can, look at that. Bada bing. I'm gonna pull you out so I don't lose you. That by our clutch. It's a good place for it. Once we pull all this stuff out, we'll flip the engine around and crack the cases. Not super hard. We'll peel our gasket off here, it's just in the way. We're gonna throw it away and get a new one. This thing's terrifying. Stupid spring. Okay, so that's that. Gears here, we're gonna take those out. There's a washer back here. We're gonna make sure we don't lose him. Bada bing. I'm gonna put him over to the side. Some of the stuff we can leave in here for now. It's not a big deal. But we definitely want to pull all these gears out here because they're gonna be in the way. So pull you out. Try not to lose them. It's like the game of Operation here. And pull you off. Look at that. Like magic. Gotta get a pair of these. These are gonna make your life easier. Pull you off. There's gonna be a washer and a snap ring right there. Just make sure we don't lose that. One thing you can do, you know, take a picture of this thing, save it on your phone, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you can always kind of revert back to it. And obviously you can go out to like Rocky Mountain or any of these other places that have the microfiche or whatever, the parts explosions or whatever you want to call them, microfiche, and just look and see how things go back together. So you're never at a loss, but it is good to stay organized. There we go. All these little parts, got some washers and collars and junk back here. So we go. We're gonna keep those together. Put them in little Ziploc bags or something later. A reg Loctite in there. What? Take apart the shifting assembly. Super fun. Super excited about that. I don't know what happens when we pull this stuff out. Probably springs go flying everywhere. Be careful with this. It's got little paws on it or something that might come flying out if we're not careful. Ah, and there we go. They did. They definitely did. So these little guys go in here, and these little springs down here. That's okay. We can put that back together. That's easy. paws. I think that's what those are called. Paws. But whatever they're called, they're a pain in the ass. And they'll come apart on you. So make sure you get all your little springs and caps for the springs and paws and your little mechanism. Get all that crap back together down here. Shoot me in the face. Okay. You're going to go right here. You're going to go into one little Ziploc bag as a big giant assembly of nonsense. All right, let's get this motor flipped around. We're going to use our case splitter tool from TUSK. Yank this thing apart. Definitely pull all these bolts out of here. And then split the cases. I'm starting to lose my mind here a little bit. The TUSK case splitter works pretty good. Definitely when you thread these in, you just want to go finger tight. You don't need to crank these down. You don't want to ruin your threads. Super important. Super important we don't destroy our engine cases. This thing's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to get into the weeds on it. Make sure it's centered over top of your crank. It's going to pull your case away from the crank and away from the other case. Snug these bolts down just ever so slightly. Once we get it centered over the crank, we don't want to tighten them up too much. Gotta be careful. You could use an impact wrench. They say don't, but I'm going to anyway because I'm crazy like that. I'm just going to be very careful about it. We want the cases to split and come off evenly. It's not that hard. Make sure all of our bolts are out here. Let's just verify. Make sure we're not going to break anything. There we go. It's coming apart on that side. Just want to verify it is on this side as well. If not, you could always give this drive a little whack. It should come out. Beautiful. Make sure it's all coming apart. Stupid base gasket's being a dick. Verify both sides. Coming apart. We are almost all. Nice. That's what we like to see. Okay. It's getting exciting. Okay. Look at that. Whee! This is where we need to be careful. We want to be careful here. All safe and sound. Engine's starting to get a lot lighter. What? It's not supposed to fall out that easy. It's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to just fall out. Well, you saw it. It happened. Why did that happen? Is the bearing surface worn or is the crank worn? That shouldn't just fall out of there like that. Jeez, well, that took me by surprise. I didn't expect that. Weird. Whatever. Let's move on. I'm gonna get this stuff boxed up and shipped out to Ken. I'm gonna touch base with you later on this. I gotta figure this crank situation out. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe, ring the bell, and thanks guys for watching my incompetency.